This is part 2 of section 6.3. We want to solve this triangle using the law of cosines, and we're supposed to round our answers to the nearest tenth, but not use approximations in our calculations. So I'm looking for angle A, which I don't have. I do not have angle B. Angle C is 9.8 degrees. Side A is 1.3. Side B is 14.9, and we do not know side C yet. So what we have here is an angle side angle. And that's what side angle side. My brain left me for a second. And when we have this kind, you need to find that third side first. That's what we did on the previous problem. So if I need to find side C, I'm going to make sure that I have everything I need. I need side A, side B, and I have those, and I need angle C. So I'm good. So I need to find, I have C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2 times A times B times cosine of angle C. Okay? So going to my calculator, making sure that I am in degrees before I continue. And I get that C squared is approximately this. And we need to take the square root of this. To find C, and we're only interested in the positive solution, and we get approximately this. And I'm going to, just like on the previous problem, I'm going to put this into the memory so I can use the exact answer. But again, when they ask you to fill this in, they want you to round to the nearest tenth. So that's approximately 13.6. Okay, so now let's find angle A. So I'm going to use this formula. So that would be A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared. And since that's the one I need to use the real answer for, I'm just going to leave it as C squared in the formula to remind me to use what I have in memory. Minus 2 times B times C. So 2 times 14.9 times C times cosine of angle A. Okay, so like I did on the previous problem, what we will end up calculating, we're going to find that cosine of A is equal to, I hope you can follow this. I'd be moving both of these over to this side. And then I would divide by this coefficient. Okay. And then if I go to my calculators to enter that, I have a fraction, and 1.3 squared minus 14.9 squared minus c squared. I have that as in x divided by -2 times 14.9 times c, which I have as x. Okay, so I have side A, cosine of sine of the angle A is approximately this. Okay, now I'll find inverse cosine of this. So inverse cosine of that answer. You find that angle A is approximately 0.9308234448 degrees. Okay, technically with cosine, we also have the possibility of 360 degrees minus this, but that's going to give us a value that is too big to be in a triangle. So this is our angle A. We're asked to round it to the nearest tenth. So this would be approximately 0.9 degrees. And that's what they would want you to enter here. Okay, now to find angle B, I'm going to take 180 and subtract these two, and I'm going to use this here. So 180 minus that answer, minus 9.8, and I get approximately this, which we're supposed to round to the nearest tenth. So this is going to be 169.3 degrees. Okay. So now let's work this one. It's another side angle side problem. We are given angle A, which is 79.2 degrees. We do not know angle B or angle C. We do not know side A. That's going to be the first thing we need. Side B is 5.4. Side C is 3.6. So if we're going to find side B, we need B squared is going to equal, no, we need side A, I'm sorry. So we're going to have A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2 times B times C times cosine of angle A. Okay, so 5.4 squared plus 3.6 squared minus 2 times 5.4 times 3.6 times cosine of 79.2 degrees. And we get A squared is approximately this. We want the square root of this to find A, so take the square root of that answer. And we get A is approximately 5.902085605. I'm going to place that in memory. And we're asked to do to the nearest tenth, so that would be 5.9. So 5.9 is what you should enter there. Now let's find angle B. So angle B, I'm going to use this formula. So I need B squared equal to A squared plus C squared. And since A is the one I calculated, I'm going to leave it as A. Minus 2 times A times C times cosine of angle B. Now, just like on the previous problem, cosine of B is going to equal 5.4 squared minus a squared minus 3.6 squared over negative 2a times 3.6. And you find that cosine of b is approximately equal to this. And you take inverse cosine of that answer. And you'll find that angle B is approximately 63.99096081. So C, well, I want to round this to the nearest tenth, and that bumps up to a 0, so this becomes 64.0. Don't leave off the 0.0 if you're asked to round to the nearest tenth. And now to find C, I'm going to do 180 minus that answer, minus my other angle, which is 79.2. And I get that C is approximately 36.8 degrees. And by the way, our logic does not change here. Your smallest angle should correspond with your smallest side. And then they go up in order, and your largest side should be with your largest angle. And you can see that they do go in that order.